What's up, everyone? It's Ken Levitsky, and right now we're going to kick off something that I'm calling Fund the Dream. Fund the Dream is basically me taking a look at some of the heroes that I have out there, like Kevin Smith and James Gunn, taking a look how they got their start, how they paid off their debts, how they moved on to going after their dream and successfully achieving their dream. So the Fund the Dream is basically going after what they did, and what they did to get started, to move to LA. I'm not planning on moving to LA, but to get started, to get out of their debts and fund their first projects, they sold their comic book collections, and this is something that's been very hard for me because I've been reading comics since I was 4 years old. And my dad, he'd read me all his 60s comics at night when I went to bed. He'd read me his Surfer, his Thor, his Daredevil, Captain America, and he'd read me those at night. And I started collecting comics on my own. I remember buying my first issues of Wolverine and X-Men and Darkhawk and Sleepwalker and Nomad. I was a 90s kid. Ghost Rider. And ever since I've collected comics, I still go to my local comic book store, Comics Plus Music Exchange, once or twice a month. I still have a pull list there. And so this has been hard for me. It's been hard for me to wrap my head around having to sell my comics because it's something that's, attached to me. It's a part of me. My comic books are a part of me. So today we're going to be taking a look at box number 1 of my Invincible collection. And this one's tough because I have been reading and loving Invincible, which went from probably the best superhero comic book in the universe to actually being the best superhero comic book in the universe. I've been reading it since issue number 6 was the first one I bought monthly in 2004. I went back and got issues 1 to 5 for relatively cheap on the aftermarket right after that. But I saw a preview in Wizard Magazine, and Mark Grayson and his buddy William, they were talking. There was some banter back and forth. Mark was flying William through the sky, and they were joking around, and everything seemed so real to me, and it was hilarious. I loved it. I instantly connected to it. Mark was around my age at that time, so it was fun to read this kid that was in high school, getting powers and everything, around my age. Dealing with girls, getting his first relationships, dealing with arguments with your parents. Obviously, his were a little severe than mine. But I really connected to that. I really connected to it on an emotional level. And it was the same with like Bendis doing Ultimate Spider-Man back then. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around having to sell my Invincible collection. Now, I already sold my Incredible Hulk 181 a few years back. I made a video right before I sold it to say, hey, look at, I had this at one time. So that's basically what these videos are going to be. These videos are going to be, look at me, I had them at this time. And selling these off, hopefully, to a good home, is going to help me get out of the stupid amount of personal debt that I have for ridiculous reasons, just stupid reasons, just dumb stuff when I was younger. Get out of that debt and pursue the actual dreams that I want to pursue, which is making my own comic books. I've been writing one right now that I'm going to kick off with my brother. We're hunting an artist on that right now. It's also to go after movies. I've done some feature lengths and some shorts and stuff. I want to pursue that more. That's a dream, and so can I part with a part of me to fund my dream, to take the next half of my life and chase what I would love to chase. So I think I could do it. I'll probably cry. I will cry here right now for you, but I probably will cry when I'm wrapping up this stuff and shipping them off. So I'm going to go through box number 1. I got 2 boxes of Invincible. Now, Invincible ran for 144 issues. Oh, it's got some weight to it. It ran for 144 issues, but I also got spin-offs and one-shots and everything. So the kickoff to box number 1 isn't just all Invincible. It's one-shots and spin-offs. Stuff that's connected to Invincible that I also collected and kept in my Invincible collection. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through box number 1 today. I don't know how far box number 1 takes us. Box number 1 goes to issue 53 of the main series. And then Then I'll do box number 2 as a separate video. We'll go through that one, and then I'll discuss how I plan on parting ways with my beautiful collection. It's emotional. It's emotional. All right, so we're gonna kick her off right now. And all I'm gonna do really is just go through. I'm gonna just go through, show you the covers. If I got something to say about them, I'll say something about them. If I don't have something to say, then we'll keep going on, because otherwise it's gonna be a hell of a long video. And I've already yammered on for what, over 5 minutes? Of course I have. Okay, so kick things off. I'm gonna pull out all these right off the start here. We're gonna kick things off with the Astounding Wolf Man. Now, the Astounding Wolf Man came out a few years after Invincible. I want to say late 2000s, so probably a good 6-7 years after Invincible started. The Astounding Wolf Man is a really cool story. It follows this guy who becomes a wolf man, and he's got to deal with vampires and werewolf nations, and it's crazy. And at first, it was its own thing. Jason Howard's the artist on this. Robert Kirkman's the writer. It was its own thing, but then it kind of got connected into the Invincible Universe, which was really cool. And they end up having a crossover between the two series, and so that was awesome. So number 1, right here, Astounding Wolfman number 1. This was given out for free comic book day. There was also a director's cut that was for sale later on. But this one right here, free comic book day, this is number 1. So I immediately got hopped on it. It was a freebie, right? Of course, it's got the stamp there with my local comic book store. He liked to stamp the covers and take the value down on them, but that, whatever. So this is number 1. Number 2, I really love the cover on number 2. Jason Howard is an amazing artist. He's doing a comic right now called Big Girls. I can't recommend that one enough. This, really cool. Issue 3. Issue 4, this is a striking cover. I love the colors on this one. It's really cool colors. I like this grayish tone, black and white with Wolfman, and the red blood just pouring out of him. And it's this kind of imagery where you kind of go, okay, so this is probably connected to Invincible, because Invincible loves its blood and gore. I love this cover. When I got this in my box, when I went to pick it up, I just loved it right off the bat. Number 5, very cool. You know, it's got the newspaper look to it. I love other comics that I've loved over the years. Number 6. So now we're getting more into the super heroics of it all. The first few issues had a lot of supernatural stuff, a little bit of horror elements. Now we're getting more into the super heroics. Number 7. So this is the Wolfman in the background there. You got his daughter and his wife walking away there. I was just caught off guard by some kind of weird print deficiency on the back of this backboard, like Mortal Kombat or something. Strange. Number 8. Number 9. Number 10. Now, I haven't read this in years. I don't remember the characters' names too well. I'm pretty sure the Wolfman's real name is Gary, and I believe the bad guy here, the vampire, the head vampire, I think his name is Zachariah. So Zachariah. That's how you say it. So this was the first cover appearance of Zachariah, if that is, in fact, his name. Like I said, it's probably been a good 10 years or so since I read through the Wolfman books. Generally, this is 12. So this was number 10, this is number 12. Number 11, I believe, is the crossover with Invincible. And I actually have that side by side with the Invincible comic that it pairs with. So we will see number 11 eventually in this video, I believe. But yeah, as I was saying, I usually buy my comics. I read them once. I beg a board, I put away. And that right there is a shitty mentality to have. I mean, it's a good mentality if you plan on selling in the future. I never really, honestly, ever planned to sell. So in that case, it was a shitty mentality because I could never revisit these again. But the nice thing is Astounding Wolfman is available in a hardcover collection, and I do plan on buying that after I clean house. And same with the Invincibles. I will rebuy an Invincible in a hardcover collection for my bookshelf. It's my favorite comic series of all time, so I will continue to read that forever and ever and ever. Number 13. Number 14. As you can see, a lot of these have price tags. I bought a lot of these on the secondary market. These weren't comics that I continued. I think I started collecting on a monthly basis, stopped, went back to it later on, right at the end of the series. But yeah, so number 14, number 15, 16, shit's getting real here. Now we got Zachariah with his sword come down on Gary's head here. Ooh, decapitation of the Wolfman. Stay tuned. Number 17, another poor bloody cover. That Wolfman gets his ass kicked a lot. Awesome character though. Awesome character. Awesome design. Like the battle vest design. There you go, next issue right there. Number 19. Number 20. She's pretty badass. I'm not going to say who that is because I don't want to spoil it, but pretty badass. Number 21. Oh, what's with the crazy claw? What's going on around here? 22. I love this cover right here because I'm a sucker for romance covers. I love the Invincible Adam Eve covers, and I love the Spider-Man Mary Jane covers and Wolverine and Mariko. This, love that cover right there. It's a beauty. Number 23, getting to the end of the Wolfman. It ran for 25 issues. 24 and 25, Legacy Part 5 of 5. Look at that cover. That is a badass cover. I'm pretty sure that's a gatefold too, if memory serves correct. I think the rest of that image is on the back of the cover as well. So that is Astounding Wolfman. That is my Astounding Wolfman run, which I will part ways with the rest of this. So now we're getting into some more spin-offs here. Guarding the Globe. Guarding the Globe is really cool. It started off as it is the Guardians of the Globe, but I don't think Kirkman was able to use that title because of Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel having copyrights and shit like that. So the book title was Guarding the Globe, but it was about the Guardians of the Globe. And this is, of course, the new Guardians of the Globe, led by Britt. So this is number one. Number one, I love this cover right here. This is Ryan Ottley alongside Ransom Getty. Beautiful artwork on this cover. Every issue of this, I believe this ran for 6 issues. Every issue of this had a cover A and a cover B. I don't have all the cover Bs. But the cover Bs were very interesting because it was actually part of the marketing campaign for this book when it was kicking off. I guess Marvel was having I think it was for Mighty Avengers. It was either Mighty Avengers or New Avengers, but they had this marketing campaign where they were showing off the New Avengers, or the Mighty Avengers, the guys that would be on the team, and they were doing it with like a white background with the big Avengers A, and then right in the center they had that character. So Kirkman copied that, kind of played homage, if you will. I think it was more of poking the bear with the stick. But he did the same thing with his characters for Guardian of the Globe, and it was awesome. It was such a cool way to kick off this series. At first, he was doing like a joking version of it with like Rick Grimes and who else was on there? I think Spawn was on there. Like it's a joking version. And then later on, he said, "No, I'm joking. This is the real new Guardians of the Globe." And then he did the same marketing campaign. Anyways, why I'm going off on that is because cover B of this series was the marketing campaign. So here we go. This is Brit. This is number 1, cover B. And you can see the white background with the big G. It's got that same arrow like the Avengers A has. Very funny stuff. Totally just poking Marvel for their whole Mighty Avengers reveal with their roster. So very cool. Every issue of this series had a cover B like this. Unfortunately, I only have a couple of them. And in fact, I don't even have the Invincible one, which was number 6 of the series. So, but this is number 1, cover B. This is number 1, second printing, black and white sketch. Very, very cool. I don't know much about this. I don't think the series is worth a lot, but I kind of feel like the second printing of this may be worth something. I haven't looked online. I don't think this is really posted anywhere. This second printing. Second printings on Invincible books were actually very rare. They didn't come by very often. So this is very cool. Nice black, white sketch from Ryan Ottley and Ransom Getty. Very, very cool. Number 2. I'm just going to fly through the series now. We're going to get going here. Number 3. Of course, after I just said that, I got to stop for a moment. Astounding Wolf Man right there, center. Also, Yeti, this guy right here with the giant head. Love that character design so much. I love Yeti. So I hope we see some of these characters in the Invincible animated series, but it doesn't seem like we will. Number 4. Number 5. And, got number 5, second print. Bulletproof right there. Bulletproof later on. Invincible. I don't want to really spoil things if you haven't. Well, if you have read Invincible, if you're looking at this, I'm assuming you've read Invincible. If you haven't read Invincible yet, just fast forward what I'm about to say for the next 20 seconds or so. Becomes the new Invincible in Invincible. So Bulletproof right there. Nice little cover B with the G and the arrow again. And the last issue of the series, number 6. Now, I really loved when we were doing Guardian the Globe and Invincible Universe and everything, because it made me feel like Invincible was this big, huge, giant thing that would be around for years and years and years. So when issue 144 came along, he said, that's it. Kirkman said, that's it. Invincible's over. No more spin-offs, no more nothing. Invincible's just done. Definitely shattered the heart. Definitely shattered the heart, especially when the universe is so rich with awesome characters. Image Comics Summer Special. This was a free comic book day. I don't know. What year is this? This is 2004. Okay, so this is right after Invincible's launch. Really cool cover here. You got Invincible flying up there. You got Spawn and Witchblade and Dragon from Savage Dragon, of course. And I do believe this is McFarlane. Yep, McFarlane drew Spawn. Eric Larson drew Dragon. I think, yep, Silvestri drew Witchblade. Sarah Pichelli there. I don't know who did Invincible, because it's definitely not Ottley or Cory Walker. I'm thinking it's probably Larson on Invincible as well. I think Larson probably did both of these. But that was a really cool little summer giveaway. Then we had the Atom Eve. Now, the English language, you know, I'm pretty lazy when I talk. Atom Eve. It's ATOM. I'm probably going to be lazy when I'm talking, and it's going to probably sound like Adam quite often. Just going to throw it out there right now. Atom Eve. Okay, here we go. This is her miniseries. Invincible presents Atom Eve, number 1 of 2. And number 2 of 2, right there. This next one here, I believe, came before this. So I shouldn't, I think I got these out of order, actually. Is that 07? 07? Where are these? Oh, no, these are 09. Okay, so never mind. I'm just talking on my ass. But yeah, these are cool. These are really cool because you got Cory Walker, you know, the co-creator of Invincible, doing the covers on that. Then we got Invincible presents Atom Eve and Rex Explode. Nice little miniseries. This is a 3-issue miniseries because, of course, they were a couple when Invincible began. So 1, number 2, right there, and in the box, number 3. No cover Bs, no second printings or anything. Just straight up cover As, 1 prints. Boom. That's that series. All right, let's pull some more out of the box here. I think we're getting pretty close to the good shit now. Good shit. I'm gonna get this guy out of the box too. Okay, so next up right here is the Invincible script book. This was a one-shot, which had the script. I don't know. Yeah, it is. It's the first 6 issues. This is the script for the first 6 issues in this script book. I'm a sucker for script books. I'm a sucker for script books because I am a writer myself, and I love to look at what other writers do. So I'm a sucker for script books. You know, years ago I let go of my Ultimate Spider-Man collection, and they were all gone. But I kept my script book by Bendis for that. So honestly, I'm selling everything today. I probably will keep the script book. Not that that's probably going to break your heart. You can probably find this anywhere for relatively cheap. So very cool right there, and that is Cory Walker on the cover. Not on the cover, but he did the cover. Oh, almost time for a beverage, some H2O, I think. Okay, Invincible Universe. This was a 12-issue series, just like Guardian of the Globe. All characters revolving around Invincible. But once again, really cool covers. Phil Hester did this series. He was the writer on this series. Here's number 1. I don't know why I do this like it's lenticular or olive oil or something. It's just a cover. It's just a plain Jane cover. Very cool art, though. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Got Immortal kicking ass on the cover there. Very nice. Number 7. Forget this dude's name. This little bulldog looking thing. He was in Guardian of the Globe too. I forget his name. He's a cute character. He's a cute character. Here we go. Number 9 here? No, or is this 8? No, it's number 8. We got Astounding Wolf Man. Boom. Front and center once again. Number 9. Number 10, a little bit of romance happened. Number 11, boom, and the last issue of the series, number 12, and we got our main man, Mark, kicking ass on the cover there. Very cool stuff. And I believe that is the Lizard League they're fighting right there, which is funny. So, Invincible Universe, and then we got Invincible Universe Primer right here. And this right here is basically, I think, reprints of the first issues of Invincible Brit and Astounding Wolf Man all together in, it's not even a trade paperback. This is an actual comic book with reprints of those number 1 issues, I believe. So that is very cool. And, I mean, Ryan Ottley did the cover art. And I love Ottley with a passion. So Ottley doing Brit and Wolfman, I'll take that any day of the week. This issue right here is really funny. I should have actually had this in between my Invincible issues. But is Marvel Team Up number 14. Kirkman wasn't exclusive, or he wasn't exclusive doing his own creator-owned thing yet at the time. He was working for Marvel, work for hire. He was doing a lot of books over there, and he kicked off a new Marvel Team Up book. I don't know how the hell he pulled this one off, but he somehow talked the editors and the powers that be over there into allowing him to bring his own Image comic character, Invincible, over into the Spider-Man universe, and that's what we got right here. Cory Walker came back to do the artwork on this. I think this takes place like in the 30s in Invincible, like in between issue 32 and 33 or something like that. But anyways, the end of that issue, Invincible flies through. He's going after, I think it was Ancient Levy. I haven't read that in a while, but he flew through a portal, and then in the next issue, he flies out of a portal, and everything's going on. So what this does is it shows you one of the portals that he flew into, and it brought him into the Marvel Universe where he had to team up with Spider-Man. Crazy awesome stuff. I will never understand how he pulled this one off, how he allowed Marvel to make this happen. So, I mean, usually, if anything, you would get a one-shot, like Spider-Man Invincible number 1. So to have Invincible actually pop up in an ongoing Marvel title, it's awesome. It's so cool. So there you go, right there. Very cool stuff. Got a few Noble Causes here. This is Noble Causes number 5. This had a guest starring appearance of Invincible. Right there. Noble Causes Extended Family number 2. This thing is thick as shit. Look how thick that is. Number 2, he's not on the cover, but there is an appearance by Invincible in this book, so that's why I got this one right here. This one is special, though. Noble Causes Family Secrets number 3. Believe it or not, this is the first appearance of Invincible. It's not even a Kirkman book. It's crazy. This is technically Invincible's first appearance because this came out before Invincible number 1. So, 2 covers on this. 2 covers. This is cover A, I believe. Yeah, this is cover A. There's a cover B. I do have cover B, but I don't actually have it in my possession because I ordered it last January, and it's at my shipping address on the other side of the border right now. I'm in Canada. It's at my address in the States, and the border's been closed because of COVID, so I haven't been able to go get it. So I do have cover B, and cover B is really special because not only is it play tribute to that classic Days of Future Past, X-Men Days of Future Past cover with Kitty Pryde and Wolverine center, and then all the deceased heroes behind him on the wall. But is the first cover appearance of Invincible. He is one of the characters on that wall. So there you go. First appearance of Invincible. Now we got the, again, this is why I love Kirkman. So, yeah, he was working with Marvel, but I feel like he just kind of he picks at them, you know. It's all fun play. It's, you know, but this right here, the official handbook of the Invincible Universe, letters A to K. Now, Marvel is notoriously famous for doing their goofy little handbooks. Every few years, they do a handbook with a bunch of characters in it that made one appearance on one page like 10 years ago and then that's it again. So this was kind of funny, and this wasn't even near the end of the series. This is actually near the beginning of the series. Is there a date on the cover here? This would take a look. No dates on the cover. No. So I don't think this happened. Probably took about 3 or 4 or 5 years maybe for this to come out. So official handbook of the universe. So this is number 1. We got number 2 right here, and number 2 takes you from K to W. Yeah, K to W. Guess there was no characters after W in the Invincible Universe. So that's kind of neat. I do believe, is this these covers connect? These covers might actually connect, but I don't know. Anyways, there you go. Official handbook. Now we got the Pact. The Pact. A lot of people don't know about the Pact. The Pact is a book by Jim Valentino, who was the creator of Shadowhawk. He did the Pact, and basically he took all these different heroes, these younger heroes, and he made a team book, a 4-issue team book. Here you go, number 1 right here. Invincible is in this book. He is on the Pact. Also including Shadowhawk down there, and then we have Fire Breather, and then Zephyr. I'm not entirely sure who Zephyr is. I think she's from Noble Causes. But cool little cover there. That's obviously playing tribute to Fantastic Four number 1. Here's number 2. Main man in center. Number 3, got a little bit of giant size X-Men going on here. That is a really cool cover. I love that cover. And number 4, boom. Now, this was a cool book. I bought this book obviously because of Invincible, but I obviously bought, actually, not obviously, but I also bought it because of Shadowhawk. Shadowhawk was one of the first Image comics I ever bought. I love the design of Shadowhawk, a very cool hero. So it was cool to see him standing side by side with Invincible. PvP number 14, boom! Special little appearance by Invincible right there. A lot of these one-shots and tie-ins and stuff, they're funny. They're like, because PvP is like a cartoony, Sunday morning cartoon type book. So that was kind of funny. Savage Dragon 102. This has a preview of Invincible in the back of it before it came out. So this is 1 of 3. I think there's only 3. There's 1 of 3 preview books. There was Savage Dragon, there was a Masters of the Universe, and Tech Jacket. I don't have Tech Jacket, and I don't have Masters of the Universe, even though I used to have it. I don't know what happened to it. So this is the only preview book I got left. But it's awesome because it's Savage Dragon and Kirkman and Larson have a tight relationship. So number 102 on that. Number 139 of Savage Dragon again. Special appearance by Invincible. I believe he's also in issue 140, but I never ended up picking that one up. So nice cover anyways by Larson. The Tick had his 100th issue, and he brought Invincible along for it. The Tick number 100 right there. He also got Adam Eve on the cover. Yeah, I still don't even understand how Invincible ended up in the Tick, but I am A-okay with it. That is an awesome cover too. I love that cover. All right, here we go. We're getting into the main series now. Kicking things off with number 0. Number 0 isn't. It's number 0, but it's kind of like issue 40 or something. It takes place later on in the series, maybe in the 20s. I don't even remember where in the series it takes place, but basically it's Invincible explained to another character his origin. So it's like a retelling of the first issue as Invincible tells this person his origin, and it popped up in here. So it's number 0. It says origin issue at the top there. Cory Walker did the art on this one, with the cover anyways, I think. Oh, no, this is Ottley. This is Ottley. I don't know why I thought this was Walker. So yeah, that's cool. Number 0. Are we all ready for this? Okay, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Invincible number 1, right there. I do get a little emotional holding this one right now, knowing I might not hold it much longer. It's kind of just like pulling on my heartstrings a little bit. Invincible number 1, first appearance of Invincible and lots of the main cast, Nolan and Debbie Grayson, first appearance for them. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love this book so much. I think I got this book for only maybe $25 because I went back. I started ongoing with this at issue number 6. I bought number 5 off the shelf and then put it on my card. So issue 6 onwards I had held for me. So yeah, issues 1 to 4 I had to go back on. And I think this was no more than $25 when I found it on eBay back in 2004. So the infamous Larry's edition of number 1, which is a identical in every way to the original, except you got this giant bunch of text right here saying this is exclusive to Larry's. This is not a rare book. I mean, it sells for a good amount, but nowhere near what the main one sells for. It was kind of like I don't know, the black sheep of the group. No one really wanted it, but they took it because, hey, being a completionist is awesome. Image First Edition, right there. I think there's two different Image First editions, like a first and a second print. This is the first one. I don't think I bought it with the second one. So, Image First Edition of that. This just came out last year. It's the Free Comic Book Day edition of Invincible #1 with an animated version of Invincible on the cover. And I actually got 2 copies of that one. Ooh. And then we started getting to crazy foil fever of it all. So this right here is the local comic book store day. Yeah, not Free Comic Book Day, local comic book store day. This was the exclusive for that. It's got gold font, all done in foil. There's a bazillion of these foil variants coming out lately, all through Comics Vault Live, and I actually got one of them right here. CG Seed 9.8. This is the red Invincible #1 foil. Lucked out on getting one of these, and again, my decision to part ways with my Invincible collection, it's something I've been thinking about for probably a year or so. But just within the last couple weeks here, it really clicked that I probably should. It's the stuff that I have that's worth the most, and if it's going to help me get ahead, then as heartbreaking as it is. So that right there, I will be putting up for sale as well. Number 2. Number 3. We're going to be flying through these now. Number 4. Number 5. I believe number 5 is going for quite a bit because it had a very a low print run, I believe. Number 5 and number 10. So there's number 5 right there. Get up the box for some more issues. Number 6. Number 7. Now, this is Invincible meeting the Guardians of the Globe, the original Guardians of the Globe. If you've been watching the animated series, they are just skyrocketing through the storyline in minutes. So I really enjoy the first 3 episodes of the animated series. I know they have to have a quick pace for the general audience to keep interested and keep watching. I really wish, though, that the pacing would have been slowed down a little bit to match more of the comic books, because I love the pacing in the comic books. I love just the character moments and stuff. But again, comics and TV are totally different mediums, and I 100% understand why they're doing what they're doing. Here we go. Funeral issue number 8, and I do believe that number 8 is, let's see, what's number 7 here? Yeah, so number 7 was Cory Walker's final issue on the series. And then Ottley came in to take over. Walker's still doing the cover for a few issues, but Ottley's doing the interiors on this, which was a crazy change for me because Walker and Ottley's styles are very different. Later on, I actually prefer Ottley's style, but Walker's style was the original, and that's the one I checked out first. So that was kind of just like, oh, wow, okay, that's different. But yeah, Ottley's first issue right here, and he was just starting off here. So you look at the interiors on this, and you look at the interiors on like issue 100 or later down the line, and it's just like, you can't get over of how much he improved over the series. It's mind-boggling. So very cool issue right here, though. But this is the funeral issue, the infamous funeral issue, and I won't really dig into that. I don't want to really touch on spoilers too much while I'm flying through these. Number 9, number 10 with Science Dog, not Seance Dog. Okay, let's just get that right. Seance Dog. That's on the anime series. I don't know who that mofo is, but Science Dog right there. That's the OG. All right, very cool issue. Number 11. I love this cover, the simplicity of it. if you've been watching the anime series, you can kind of get an idea of whose arm that belongs to. So number 11, number 12, and now we're starting to see like, oh wow, stuff's getting pretty gory in this book. They're not holding back. They're not holding back at all, and now they're showing on the covers. So when they're showing on the covers, you're like, oh shit. Number 11, I like number 11. The problem with number 11 though is that it's all white, and when you have an all white cover, it's easily marked, and it's easily marked before it's even in your possession. Because Diamond throws it in a box with a bunch of other comics. The box gets rubbed around and shit on its way to your local comic book store. They get it out. They put it in a bag with all your other covers, and those are rubbing against the white. So by the time you get it, sometimes it's not as white as it should be. So this, you probably can't see it, but it's got a couple like little lines right here. Like almost looks like pencil, but it's not. It's just like lines from another comic rubbing against it. I love the simplicity of this cover. You know, just white background, Invincible standing there all like, what the hell's going on? And, yeah, this is the first cover of Ottley taking over. So Ottley did the cover. This is the first Ottley cover. Right, number 14. Number 14 is kind of strange because Frank Cho did the cover on this one. You know, you got your first battle of Invincible and Adam Eve there against the Flaxons. The weird thing about this, with Frank Cho doing it, is that it's not Ottley or Walker doing the cover, which I think is probably the only instance. Second, there's two instances in the whole series, I believe, where this happens. Another artist comes in and does the cover. So yeah, there's not even like a cover B by Ottley or Walker. It's just, this is the one cover, Frank Cho. Interesting stuff. Number 15. I gotta get my stuff together here. Oh no, you know what? You know what? I'm talking on my ass because the covers go a little weird here for a bit. Because here we got number 15. All right, number 15. I think this is Walker. I think Cory Walker did this cover again. So Ottley and Frank Cho, Walker. Number 16, the late, great Mike Ringo. Love this cover. Really, really love that cover. We got a robot on there this time. So that's neat. Now, number 17. 17. I have 3 copies of 17. And one of the copies is autographed by Kirkman and Ryan Ottley. I got to meet Kirkman at New York Comic Con in 2011, and I met Ryan Ottley at the Vancouver Fan Expo in 2016. Got them both to sign this. Why this comic? You know, when you think about all the covers out there, it's not really that exciting, even though it's really cool because you got Invincible's hand there. You know, you got all of these. One is way higher than the rest, and Invincible's throwing it. It's a very clever cover. But it's not really eye-catching, especially amongst all the other Invincible books. So why this one? I'll tell you why. It's because I have a letter that is printed in the letter pages of this book right here. That alone is proof. For me, anyways, because I'm the only one who really cares about that. But it's proof that I have been a fan of this book since the freaking beginning. So, number 17. And honestly, I don't know if I'll sell any of these because, you know, they're kind of special to me. It's got my name in it. But maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a giveaway of one of them one day. Yeah, number 18, going off to space. Number 19. 20. Put the Reanim in there. 21. 22. Mark and Amber. That is Amber in the comic books. If you're only watching the anime series and you don't know about the comic books, that is Amber in the comic books right there. Still becomes his first girlfriend and everything. But obviously, she's a little whiter than in the series. So, but this is a fun issue. This is a fun issue because of this. Look at her face. Like, holy shit. You're invincible. Fun stuff. Oh, Alan. Good old Alan. Right there. On the Alien. This is a fun cover, you know. Reminds me of Spaceballs, too, for some reason. But, yeah, fun cover there. Number 24, Mark's getting the shit kicked out of him once again. 25. Oh, who's that? Not Sandsdog. Number 26. And this, you know what I love about this cover? I love this. Wizard. I love seeing Wizard up there. That is the best magazine of all time, and I miss it dearly. Number 27. 28. 29. Oh, shit. Who is that? Number 30. Number 31. And this, I love. I love this and the next cover. It was a very just like, very human story. I mean, there's super heroics, obviously, and stuff, but it's like this love triangle kind of beginning between Mark, Amber, and Eve. So, like, Mark's got the thing going on with Amber. He loves Amber, but as Invincible, he's kind of got a thing going on with Atom Eve. So it's fun. It's very fun. You know, number 32 once again. So very different. You know, you can take a look. It's Eve looking sad in the background as she looks at Mark and Amber together. And then here you got Amber looking sad as she watches Invincible fly off with Atom Eve. So I love the contrast with these two covers. Very, very cool stuff. Number 33. Oh! Angstrom Levy. Basically the leader of the Invincible Universe. Big giant head on that guy right there. There we go. Next issue, number 34. Now, you may think, oh my god, Eve cut her hair. Or did she? Not everything is as it looks. 35. This is a little cover thing that Ottley started too, kind of early in the series. This little banner at the top showing all the characters. That pops up a lot more later on in the series, especially during the Viltrumite War. So that's fun. Number 36. Number 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. This was a cheap issue right here. Kirkman cut the price on this issue to try to incite more people to read it. This was on the front counter when you went to your comic books shop at the time, saying, "Hey, pick this up. It's dirt cheap, and it's an awesome story." So, number 33, right there. This one's picking up some steam. Number 44. I think I said 33 last time. It was 43. Number 44. First appearance of Anissa. I don't know how you pronounce her name. I haven't heard it said out loud. Yeah. Anissa the Rapist is kind of her nickname later on in the series. And that's as far as I'm going to go into that. All right. Number 45. 46. Love this cover too. Just the action is, Ottley, man. Ottley is a hell of an artist. Next issue right there, 47. Number 48. Number 49. Number 50. Number 50. Right here. This was a big issue. Cecil Stedman getting his face smashed in by Invincible. All white again. So the two characters really pop on this cover. Double-sized issue, number 50. Love this cover. But also cool about this is that we had some variants pop in. Like this one right here. Absolutely gorgeous cover. And this right here is actually a connecting cover to Brit and Astounding Wolf Man. I forget which issues exactly those connected with. I want to say it was Brit 4 and Wolfman 8 or something like that. But basically, yeah. So right here would be a Brit cover. Right here would be a Wolfman cover. and one image connecting all three of them. So this is the Invincible portion of those connecting covers, which also happens to be, I believe, the rarest one and the hardest one to find. So number 50. That's the second print right there, all black and white with just red for the blood and the title. Very cool. Second prints on Invincible. I do believe this is the first second print of the series. And second prints on Invincible are very, very scarce. They're hard to find, hard to get. And when you do find them, you usually got to pay quite a bit. So this right here, second prints of number 50. Number 51, I love this cover right here. Not only does it, I don't know why this isn't taped, but not only does it kick off the new black and blue costume for Invincible. There's his little brother right there. But this cover right here is Jim Lee. Jim Lee did this cover, which was huge for a multitude of reasons. A, it's friggin' Jim Lee. But B, Jim Lee was exclusive to DC. He still is exclusive to DC. So to have Jim Lee do this cover, that's huge. That's really, really huge. And I do believe Kirkman was able to get Lee to do this at the time because of the whole Image United thing that was kind of kicking off, where Jim Lee, even though he wasn't involved with the series because he was with DC now and all his Wildcats and Wildstorm characters were over at DC, he came over to do a variant cover for issue number 1 of Image United. So that was cool. Right here we got the second printing. And the second printing is really cool because it's Ottley doing homage to Walker's issue number 1, but with the black and blue costume. So very cool stuff there. And again, it's a second printing. Really hard to come by this one. Number 52. Number 52. This is the black-white cover. This isn't a second print. I think this was an exclusive to somewhere. It's weird that it doesn't actually tell you on the cover, but black and white. Very cool stuff. Again, that's another hard one to come by. And number 53. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all the superheroes out there in the world, this right here is the final issue in Invincible Box number 1, my Invincible collection. So we are going to stop today right here. Well, maybe I might air the second video right after this. I don't know yet. Don't even know. But this right here is the final one that I will be showing you today from my collection. Now, if you take a look, you can tell that my comics are in pretty damn good condition. You know, the red ones, pegboard, put away. So most of the time, they're going to be very fine at the worst, right up to near mint, and maybe even near mint plus. So you can know that right off the bat. The other thing is, I will be throwing these up on eBay. These will be going on eBay, and I'm thinking probably April 1st or 2nd. I'll try to get them up, but it's all going to depend. eBay's all screwy right now. They're cutting out PayPal, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but these are going to go on eBay, and I will likely start every single issue. It's not going to be sold as a lot. I can sell every issue individually, and I will probably start them all at 99 cents each. 99 cents Canadian each, which is like 70 cents American. So there's that. If you live outside Canada and the US, unfortunately, my listings are only for Canadians and Americans. I've just had really garbage luck selling. Not the international sellers, but the shipping aspect to get to international sellers. You know, even with tracking, once it gets on a ship, it disappears for who knows how long until it reappears again. So I won't be able to sell internationally, and I apologize for that. But you know what? Whatever. If you're a huge Invincible fan and whatnot, keep in touch. We'll talk. Maybe I can work something out. Anyways, that is the first episode of my Invincible collection for Fund the Dream. Ken's Fund the Dream project. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out Geek Pants Media. Geek Pants Media is another channel on YouTube, and I will have stuff will pop up on the screen here. You'll know where to go. The Geek Pants Media is my main place where I have my camcast, my podcast with my buddy Chris. I do board off with my other buddy Chris, and there's some unboxings and stuff, and just really cool geeky stuff. So check that out. Otherwise, I'm Ken Levitsky. Thanks for stopping by. Buy my stuff, please. Get me out of debt, because I can't do it myself. Appreciate it. Talk to y'all later.